Welcome back YouTube to another episode of Fast Car Checks, and today we have BMW's all brand new iX2. It's a fully electric SUV and just look at it. If you're wondering what this car's all about, today we're going to take a deeper dive into their new SUV iX2. Yeah, just as you would expect, there's not much noise, there's just this like electric sound. I don't know how much the camera's actually picking it up, but it's almost like a futuristic sound. But yeah, just from getting inside it now, and this cabin space in this car, I will say is quite nice. You've got the armrest here. The seats, as I said, do grip you. They're nice grippy seats, which, you know, if you're going on long journeys, then this car is probably perfect for that. As I said, if you're taking the family out, you have got a lot of space. The only seat is that middle seat, which I did say is probably not big enough for 5 adults to be driving, you know, 100 miles or 100 plus miles. And yeah, I think that's probably the only thing that lets this car down a bit, is that back seat with the middle bit. But apart from that, these 2 front seats, and I'd imagine the 2 back seats, is pretty decent sized. And yeah, the rest of the cabin feels nice. The steering wheel feels strong. Your multi-functions are on here as well as on the screen, so if you wanted to change the music and your modes, you've also got a mode button there which you can change your settings on here. There's a D setting on the car, so right now I'm looking at my screen and it says D, which is obviously for drive. Then you also have another one that says B, and when you press it, the gauge comes down a bit, which I feel like which basically puts the car into more like a lower boost setting, I would say, probably to save battery. I was about to say fuel then, but to save battery. But overall, as I said, I know this is an electric car, and you know, on my channel you guys are used to seeing me drive modified petrol cars, but again, you know, it's nice to switch it up. I've been handed the keys to this car and yesterday, so yeah, why not? But we're gonna put it into D because I know that's the highest setting. We're gonna get going. Oh my god, it really kicks you, and because you don't have a noise, you don't expect to just instantly fly into it like that. There's this boost button here as well, which we will try out, but I'm gonna probably wait till I get on some smaller roads, because it's like a NOS button. So where we're on, like, I wouldn't say it's a motorway, it's a dual carriageway, you'd get a sense of speed. So yeah, if I just slow down a bit, because these electric cars, from like say 30 to 60 or 30 to 70 even, they absolutely rock it. When you're at higher speeds, there's still the sense of speed, but you lose a little bit just because these newer cars, they're built so well that you don't really feel them. Even in like a petrol or a diesel car, it's very similar in some of these German models. It's not like your old stuff where you floor it, and even though you're only going 50 miles an hour, you feel like you're going 100. But with this car, again, it's a newer car, it's quite bigger as well, but I'm going to show you now. So Jesus Christ, oh my god, it's still pulling, it's still pulling, it's still pulling. Wow. This car, honestly, that pull there, if you're comparing it to anything, it's right up there with any when I say fast sports car, I mean, you know, stock sports cars. If you have a modified 600 brake car, then you're probably going to see brake lights in this car. But I definitely think this car will give a lot of cars trouble between 3 to 400 and maybe 450, I would say, from the 30 to 60, 70 sort of range. And that was without boost, so we're gonna do it now again with boost. So now we're gonna use boost. We're dropping down. In fact, what we'll do, we'll count it in. We'll count how fast it goes from 40 to the national speed limit. So right now I'm doing 43. I'll get it down again to 40. Here we go. So I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna hit boost. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seconds from 40 to 70 miles an hour. Absolutely, and you feel, and that was with the boost. So it's like a NOS button basically, where it just boosts the car and gives you that extra little bit of speed. So 40 to 70 miles an hour in that amount of time there, 4 seconds is ridiculous. And because it doesn't have an engine screaming or roaring in your ears, you kind of lose sense of that. But that's still quick. That's still a quick for a big SUV that's designed to carry 5 people in this car with a big boot space. It's heavy because of the batteries and stuff as well. So you've got to imagine this isn't going to be like a lightweight, small hatchback car. So for a big car, this absolutely flies, and it's really enjoyable actually. Wow. Jeez, I don't know if the engine noise, or slash the engine noise, sorry. I don't know if it's picking up the old electric sounds, but this is yeah, it gets your adrenaline going, put it that way. I'm gonna give it some beans down here. Ready? Oh my days. Oh my days. Honestly, I know there's probably people watching this video that have probably seen me do a lot of petrol cars, and this is real power. I'll be real, this is real power. What, as I said, we're not going to compare it to the high-end modified cars that I've done on this channel, but if we're just talking like you're out and out 300 to 400 brake horsepower cars, I mean, right now, if you just went like this, you would definitely be saying bye-bye to a lot of cars. And that's not me overhyping this car. As you know, I don't come from an electric background. I'm all petrol, and yeah, that there is phenomenal. Jeez, it gets straight up to the national limit. I'm not going to continue beyond that. As I said, I don't want to start breaking laws and that, but again, just that 40 to 60 down these sort of roads, or the 40 to 70 down on the motorways, fantastic. And it comes down to the question again, so like, you know, a lot of modified petrol heads will dismiss an electric car. They're not even interested even looking at an electric car. Now my thing, I will say, just from driving this car briefly, so I'll get back into chill mode and I'll just relax a little bit. This is the sort of car that you could have as your daily car. You know, if you've got a heavily sports modified car, I'm sure you probably don't drive that around every single day anyway. Most of you will have something else on the side. Now I know this is an expensive car, so I wouldn't say like, you know, this is the car to have if you know, 40,000 pounds is a lot of money. But what I will say is, geez, when these cars do start to come down, or some of these model Teslas that you can get, or some of these Tesla models that you can get, a lot of them ain't as expensive as you think. And for an everyday use car, I guess, you know, is there anything wrong with this? No, I love petrol cars, and I would definitely say if I had this as a daily just to commute around in, I would have absolutely zero problem. And to have that, you still can literally feel the adrenaline you'd get from a petrol car or a fast diesel car. So yeah, what BMW have done here, or even what the electric industry has done here, is it's good. It's you know what, the engineering, you can't knock the engineering. At the end of the day, you either, you know, against it or for it. I'm not here to sell it to you. I'm just here because I'm reviewing this car, and you know, my first electric car I've ever driven, never mind had on the channel, and yeah, I could live with this. Yeah, we're gonna do a 0 to 60 anyway, and see what this car does. It's supposed to be quoted figures of 5.2. Right, so I've just set that draggy up now, and I'm not going to use the boost button. I'm going to just literally stick it in D, and then we're going to just go. So 60 miles an hour. That was absolutely rapid, and the pull on it is phenomenal as well. I must say, guys, the pull on this car is phenomenal. So we're going to check the 0 to 60 results now. We did a 0 to 60 in 5 seconds flat, and that was without the boost button. So we're going to run it again now with the boost button, and we're going to see what we get. So we're going to do one more 0 to 60 with the boost button this time. And I'm also going to get a quarter mile out of this car as well, guys, just so you guys, because the original viewers will know, on this video we do modified cars, we do quarter mile times, we go to Santa Pod, and we do all of that sort of stuff. So for the people that like that sort of stuff that's watching this video, we're going to find out how this car would fare in a quarter of a mile. But we're going to do a 0 to 60 using the boost button and see what this car does. So set up the draggy app, she's ready to go. So 3, 2, 1. 60. Oh my god, the way this car just gets to 60 is ridiculous, honestly. So that time there was a 4.8. so that was using the boost. So I'm going to do one more, because I hit the boost button probably at about 20 to 30 miles an hour. That there, wow, 4.8 seconds. That is really quick. I mean, like I said, you've probably watched some of the videos for the guys that have followed this channel, and you probably know that some of these cars that I go in hit 0 to 60s in that sort of time. And you know, we're talking modified cars that are 300-400-ish sort of brake horsepower. So 4.8 seconds, wow. We're gonna do one more with the boost button on from the hit and see if that makes a difference. This is an X Drive as well, so yeah, the grip on this car is phenomenal. There's no spin. And what you've also got to remember, that this car here isn't a lightweight small car, it's a big car. It's designed for families, it's designed for suitcases in the back, it's designed for, you know, adults to be in the back, it's designed for taking your kids away. And yeah, what a car. Okay, so we're gonna do what I'm gonna do, just so I haven't got to mess around with nothing. I'm gonna do the 0 to 60, and I'm gonna also do the quarter of a mile and see how that fares as well. So I'm gonna use the boost button as well. So 3, 2, 1. We're going, we're going, we're going, we're going. We're going all the way. Wow. I'm not sure if I quite got a quarter of a mile there, because we ran out of road. Wow, we ran, I backed off, shall I say. But we got a quarter of a mile. We did get the quarter of a mile. We got it in 13.4 seconds. And this is a big SUV, and the 0 to 60, the 0 to 60 was slightly slower on that. So we got 5 seconds flat again, and that was hitting the boost from probably about 10 to 15 miles an hour. But we got a quarter of a mile time in 13.4 seconds. That's pretty decent. And you know, as I said, like when I say it's decent, you've probably seen cars on this channel that's done 13 seconds. I can't remember every single car that we've measured, but we've definitely done some quarter miles in 13 seconds. So for a big family car, you have to respect this car in terms of power. But we're talking just practicality and daily use in this respect of this video. I thought I would do that just because my usual followers will follow my channel as a modified car channel. So I hope that gives you guys some perspective from the modified world on what this car can do from a performance side of things. And yeah, I guess, yeah, that's good figures. It's definitely it's something different. It's something different. So I would definitely recommend an electric to people that's never came over to the dark side, as they call it. Or if this is your thing and you've had electric cars and you've had Teslas and, you know, so on, this BMW iX2 is a very sporty looking car for what it is. You know, it's not a small hatchback or a small coupe, but it's a nice family car. You could get the kids in here. You know, the range miles, as they said in the iX1, are better and more practical, but this is supposed to be the more sporty one. So again, from that side of things, if you still like the looks of your cars and things, then this is probably the version to get off the i models, shall I say. I can't fault it, even as a petrol head. I mean, I've probably said in the past, electric cars head for me, but driving this here, like, you know, I usually say it just to mock people. It's not really a thing. My friend does own a Tesla, and you know, I've been on trips with him, and I've never really had a problem like with any car, if I'm honest with you. You know what I always say to people: enjoy your car. If you enjoy your car, that's the main thing. If I was buying an electric car, there are other models. I do prefer the look of the Audi Q4 e-tron. I know somebody who has them and they look nice, to be fair. I think this does look nice as well, if I'm honest with you. I just prefer the look of the Audi. Teslas, they're still nice cars as well, but a lot of people have them, so it would be nice to have something different if I was personally going to buy one. And we're going to talk about this because this is what we're here to review today. How much am I rating this car? From a practicality wise, I would probably say it's got to be up there. You know, it's not a massive, monstrous, big X5 looking sort of car. It's a small, it's a medium-sized sort of car. And yeah, if you had a family of 4, you probably have no problem getting in this car every day, getting the kids in the back, getting the suitcases in the back when you're going away on holidays or long trips. The feel of the steering wheel, the setup on the iDrive, you know, it's perfect. A lot of these new cars nowadays, you see, all have the screens as well, so you've got all of that. With the infotainment system on this is great. Roof space, I'm not the tallest person, but you have got the seats, if you were quite tall, to pump them down and have a little bit more roof space, but you won't have a problem getting in this car unless you're a basketball player. And yeah, like as I said, like the feel of some of these things, as I did mention, the silvery bits on here, they look like they're aluminium, but they are plasticky. Again, it's not a top model car, so it's not like an M car where you're supposed to have everything and, you know, the best of the best. So again, you know, you're probably not going to be sitting there rubbing your silver strip. So in that respect, I would say it's nice. The seats, again, I think the seats, I like the look of this stitching and the way they've done that. There's nothing wrong there. Steering wheel's got multifunctional stuff, so you can change everything from your steering wheel. So I definitely rate the interior, you know, up there. I definitely rate the styling of the car. I do think the styling of the car is quite nice. The question is, would I buy a BMW XI2 SUV all-electric car? Yes, I would. Would I ditch the petrol car for it? No, I wouldn't. Then they're going to leave it on that bombshell there. Thanks for watching. Next episode coming soon.